How you going, folks? So the koi have quickly adapted to koi do adapt quite quick. My timer is still on, so if you look at previous videos, I've got it set up so the ear goes off and the skimmer line goes off, that goes over the shower goes off to get some peace in the day, and that's when my auto feeder comes on. In summer they go off, calm, main filter still on, auto feeder dumps it in and off they go. I've missed that time because the I can hear the filter just come on, but the fish were here. I've just come out for a little walk down the garden with the dog, and the fish were here waiting, and I've missed the boat now because the skimmer will drag the food in here, but they'll probably take that. So as you can see, this is the reason why I decided to do this, because when it's like that, or when you've got things on like that, you can't really see them very well, so it's really nice just to see them and interact with them. So anyone that's covering the pond, really design and make sure that whatever you do, make sure that you do have something where you can actually see them, because at the end of the day, our winters in the UK and many winters in America as well and other parts of the world are a lot colder than ours. Therefore, who wants to look at that for 6 months? It's half a year, guys. We don't realise how long we manage. So it's going to be like this for the rest of November, December, January, February, March, April, and probably around about that time you're thinking, oh, shall we take off, shall we not, shall we leave it a bit longer, depending on what the weather's like. So yeah, so just thought I'd show you that. It's working really well. There's been a couple of queries with the this isn't just normal glass, this is the front, see the handles, this is the front of a plant vivarium, like an oak case that you can slide over. So this isn't just normal glass, this is some serious strength glass. So that I've got to be careful on anyway. I can't put no weight on it. So, but yeah, that's that. I did make this last year, the dome, so I could put that on and then suck the air out so it sinks and have that in the middle. That's where I did it last year, but I'm doing it this way this year because I had to keep pulling my hand in that to get the pipe up to get the air out and stuff, and it didn't work out that well, to be fair. It does work, and for some strange reason the foam has shrunk by that much. What is that all about? If anyone can explain that, then let me know. That has shrunk by a good 4 inch. Weird. Anyway, so yeah, fish are looking good. The temperature, I've managed to set up this clock humidity dial temperature, and there's the cable, and the cable goes in that hole there and it goes down, and that is quite deep. That's probably a good, you can just see it there, look, that's a good 3 foot deep. And as you can see, let me pull out because of the shake. So the temperature inside, and inside means actually outside, because that's the in temperature. You'd normally have this in a greenhouse or something, but I've got it under the glass on a dry area, so mine's outside. So that is 11.7, so the air temperature is 11.6. My pond temperature at 3 foot depth is 10.1. So so yeah, that's that basically. Not a lot to report really, and it's good time to, while you have got the tops off, just throw the odd piece of food in, because if you put too much in it'll probably get dragged by the skimmer. And while you're doing that, have a look at the skin. So have a look at the condition of them. What condition are they in? You can soon get a good idea. This one has got the mark on its side, look, still there, you see it. So I've got my 20 kilo bag of sugar come, that yellow bag, that's my sack of sugar that is going to go in here soon. So that'll be probably my next video. So I'll open this up and then get my sugar salt in. but most of them are looking quite decent, and I'm hoping that with the salt in there it will just condition them and help them get through winter. There's one eye. There's the ear just coming back on. See, they're just... There's the Karachi, the one, the Achiba. There we go. So they are slowing down a bit. You can see they're not as frantic as they are in summer. In summer they are crashing about and trying to get to the food and, you know, really going for it. But at the minute they're just slowly meandering, and they are still feeding, but not as much. I'm about out of this Gold Plus, which can be fed at cooler temperatures. So I'm probably going to order some more of that and just keep them ticking over. There we go, nice and calm. We'll have a quick look at the coffee. So, plant filter still doing okay. Obviously adding salt to a pond will interfere with plants, but there is a percentage of salt you can put in which shouldn't interfere with them too much. But what I might do this year, like I did last year, I think I'm going to leave the shower running like it is all year, but then the plant filter I'm going to have turned off, so the water is circulating through the actual return in this corner there. So it comes through the main filter, round the back and in, and pumps down there, and just leave that circling down the bottom drain. So it's doing that bottom drain across there, filter, down the side and through, and then this just sits in there with water in it. And what I did last year, I actually took all the, obviously I redid the whole lot last year, so I could this year just leave it sort of dormant with rainwater or whatever, the water in there, it'll evaporate, go down, and just leave it as a unfiltered area, and then obviously that will all die off, so that will be cut back soon. This is evergreen. I'm thinking this will die off. The lilies will obviously die back and go yellow, so they'll all go dormant, and this is looking like it's going to go dormant as well, so or be hit. Then there's some oxygenators there coming good, so I'll probably leave that as it is. So actually the salt in the pond won't run through that at all, because that'll be isolated, because you ain't got to worry too much at this time of year about excessive nutrients in the pond. So I'm not really concerned about that. So that's what I think that's what I will do. Keep the shower running to keep the trickling through the media in the shower, so that gets a good stock come spring, next spring. And then this, isolate this, but leave it so it's still got water in the plant's feet to keep them ticking over for winter, but this won't be a heat loss problem, and the salt in the pond won't be a problem. So when I do that, probably in about at the weekend, that will be the time that I isolate that, put the salt in, and hopefully that's it. The pond is fully winterized. But I'm waiting for these plants to really get hit. That's what I'm waiting for. And I think that's about it, I think, for this week, guys. A nice short one. I'll walk down to the greenhouse to grow on, just to see what we're going to expect there. I've got this little wildlife pond in the middle, just a couple of lilies that I'm growing on. There is 2 goldfish in there, just a normal yellow goldfish and a Is it Cosmos? So that's that. And then, sorry for the shake guys, I've not got my handheld thing. I'm just going to spend some time down here. I'll come down, walk down here every morning. The bees are active again. So I come down with coffee, sit on there and just watch them for a bit. But being as I've got you guys on board, what I will do is show you what I do. So you're seeing this live if you like. Walking, my misters have been on, look, see them two gaps? I've got misters up there that come and water some of my plants a few times a week, and then hopefully I've got no surprises in here. No floaters. Normally when I walk in, it's already had the first feed. A couple of pellets still left in there. Why is that on HH? It's 15.7 degrees in my greenhouse. So something's gone astray with the... Oh, it's there. I wonder if the water temperature's come out. I wonder if my thermometer's looks like it's gone on the blink. So there you go. That's why it's a good idea to maybe come in every day. So that's on. Don't know why that's doing that. But let's have a look at the thermostat on the actual. That's on 22.5. I have actually reduced this to 23. So that should kick in soon. I think it's set to 1 degree difference. So when that goes to 22, what I've been doing is every week I've been lowering it now. It was 26 as you know, but I've been, every time I come in I think, right, I'll drop it another degree now, and I've got to 23. So for a month or so I'm going to go to 23. Then once we get to around Christmas I'm going to then probably drop it to 21. And then when it starts getting really, you know, struggling in here because of the actual temperature inside is maybe at 10, it's going to get, the heater will be on more. So I will reduce that, and obviously they'll still grow but not as much, and then hopefully I'll keep it, well, I'll push it as much as I possibly can in here, the heater, try and maximise the growth out of them, but they will still get some sort of rest period where they're sort of conditioning a little bit, because koi, if you look up koi, they do like a spell of cooler weather and it does condition them. You know, it does do them some good, so I will use that to my benefit. So when it gets cooler in the greenhouse, the heater will be on more. I will slowly, like I say, gradually, it's at 23, I'll probably drop it to 22, 21, 20, and you can imagine over the next period of a couple of months, if I keep doing that, I'm dropping down to maybe 19, 20, and then when it gets really cold in February I'll see again, and then hopefully come then it'll get warmer in here, this will naturally rise temperature in this greenhouse, and then I'll start increasing it again. So we're going from 26 to a dip, a bit of a conditioning spell, back up again come March, and away we go in summer again. And then by that time I will turn that off altogether, the heater, and then these will go into the main pond, and then this will become like a hospital tank if I need to, quarantine, etc. So what I'll do with this in a minute off camera, I will just flip the battery out, put the battery back in, and just see why it's doing that. But I suspect that this has gone faulty. These have kicked off again, these pelargoniums. Look at that, there was in the garden, and because of the colder weather they was all dying off, the flowers, but since bringing them here they really have kicked off again. Look at that, absolutely marvellous, beautiful. So I bought some plants in from outside, and it's like I say, they're doing great. I don't normally do that because I'm normally reluctant, because sometimes you can encourage green fly and stuff like that to develop, and then I don't want them on my other plants in my orchids. But I'm not as bothered with that anymore. So I bought them in, which is good. They're doing good. And then these are the more tropical plants. I'll give you an example now. Look, when you bring plants in from outside, look at that. Green fly, aphid, and that's because they obviously had eggs. I sprayed them when I had them outside. Sprayed them before I brought them in, but because it's new growth, there's obviously eggs, or the odd one, they've laid eggs and bang, off they go again, and they're inside. That's the only problem with this time of year. If you have plants, bring them into your conservatory or stuff and inside, you'll have this sort of problem with them. There, look. Bugger. So I'll have to spray them because I don't want it spreading or getting out of hand, because aphids, they can carry virus with them as well. Apart from that, I can't really see the fish. I put a load of clay in this a couple of weeks, guys, on my video, I think, and it's taken a bit to clear. So there they are, the fish. You can just see the silhouette of them. So for some reason it was clearing, and I put clay in, it's remaining cloudy. Anyway, the fish are okay. There's no floaters. I'll clean the filter this week under there. I just make sure that's on, make sure that's weighted down a bit, and that's my check. That's my morning done. I know it's not much at the minute, guys. This is filling up with water, so that's a bit of a marker. These are obviously blocking underneath. It's obviously got a bit of muck in the holes, reduced flow, so I've got to get that out. That one's okay, that's okay. It's just this one. Can't remember what media is in there. Oh yes, it's Litho Aqua, a bag of Litho Aqua in there, so I'll have to get that out and clean that tray. I'll probably do that tonight. Just whip it out, take the bag out, give it a hose down, put it back in, job done. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the update, guys. Let me get me. Hope you've enjoyed the update. No, there's not loads on there, but it is getting the quieter time of year for us. But if you have got the pleasure of having a greenhouse or something like that, and other hobbies, hopefully that's keeping you happy enough, and your mind happy enough, because that's what it's all about. So this brings me pleasure just by simply walking in here in the morning. I used to spend a lot of time in here titivating and stuff, but I haven't as much. But I still enjoy that walk around, that touch with them, and just that check-in. Flip that round. I'm on my way out now again, so that's my checks done. When you do that, you have to make sure that you're leaving your ear on and things like that, because if you don't, something happens, you can leave them with a bit of bother. So what I'll do now, I've still got my coffee in hand. It's just started to rain, so I will just stand here for a few minutes and just enjoy these fellas, because these really are rewarding, really are. So for you koi people, I've got like a bee diary as well, which you might want to head over and have a look at. But I'll just leave this on here. We've looked at the koi, looked at a few things that I'm doing, and real life stuff, as a lot of people like to see. My nose, they bring some pollen in there. Look, see the pollen on the sacks of the legs? So they've obviously found some pollen source. It's obviously, we know the temperature is 10.6 degrees, was it? Anything below that, I've noticed that if there's anything below about 8, then they don't really come out. You get the odd one which might come out just to do their business, defecate and stuff like that, but these are still working. So I'm hopeful in this country, in the UK, because you know, a lot of days, they're not, a lot of them for prolonged periods aren't really massively cold, are they? So I should get plenty of days like this over the next few months while the koi pond's shutting down a bit, and got this to keep me of interest, and lots of interest going on, watching YouTube videos and you guys and this, and seeing this progress, this garden, and lots of interest to keep the mind and soul happy. So on that note, the dog loves to come down and have a feckle down here as well. She stamps at me in the morning to get me out there, which is great. So on that note, guys, thanks for watching. Please sub if you haven't already. Please, as soon as you drop off this, please show your support and just drop a like. Don't cost anything, just drop a like, no time, just like, and then move on with your day or whatever you're doing. Thank you. Bye.